All right, new training for the copier. The home screen, you get there by selecting the house icon. That's your I'm lost button. That takes you back here. We've got our copy, email, scan to folder, and fax option. Into the copy, your most common settings are on the left here. We have it set to black and white mode, which means the color button is not possible to be pressed. Prevents any accidental color copies. To change that, you can go into color and go into auto. Full color will take black and white toner with color toner and make every single copy a color. Auto will see that some are black and make them just black. And then that lights up your color start button. Original, you don't have to worry about that. When you put your paper in, the copier knows that was an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and it will automatically select it for you. Just like paper select, every tray in here is set to 8.5 by 11 and will pull from the 8.5 by 11 trays. Two-sided copy, that's an important one, and you got your pictures here to tell you which one's which, two-sided to two-sided. And when we changed that, it says you have to use the document feeder because you can't scan two sides from the glass at once, but once you have your paper in, the start button comes back. So if you're ever wondering what's going on, if it's not letting you press start, it does tell you why you have to make the start button appear. Say okay, copy ratio, bigger and smaller copies. And it's got some presets in here for all the different kinds of paper sizes that you can zoom into. Exposure is just lighter and darker copies, but it is also set to automatic to get you the exact darkness of the original. And staple sort. You turn on one staple, it'll be in the corner or the right, or even two staples on the left or the top. Left or right. The California button or the clear all will take everything, go back to its originals, and if you go back into staple sort, now you can do top. It wasn't allowing us because of some of the previous settings. We're not going to go over everything in other because there's a lot this thing can do, and we would be here all day. But some of these are grayed out, and if you select them, it tells you why, because it doesn't work with staples. So you don't have to worry about mixing settings that will cause a jam. It will let you know if that's not possible. We're going back to the home screen with a little house. Right into email. Email is blank. These are all the addresses. To add a new person, right over here. And you just have to type in the person's name and their email address, and you can use the keyboard. When you're done, register, and they're going to appear right in here. You can, when you select OK, you can name the subject of the email or the file type, so you don't have to wonder what it was that you scanned 3 days ago. You can name them right here, so they show up with the correct naming. Network folder is just like email, except it goes into people's computers rather than their email. There will be a folder called scans that they'll have access to. And same settings apply here that do in email. And then last is fax, which is just like the other ones. Add new to add the fax numbers in. You do have to dial an area code every time, even if it's local. Any questions on the buttons here on the screen yet?
On the fax,
yes.
You said you have to dial an area code. Do you have to dial a 1, the area code? And
I believe it is 1 area code in the number.
Okay.
You have your toner levels in the bottom left. You have job status in the top right. Job status has been there no matter what screen we're on, and that will show you what's currently going on right here. So if you did a 500-page job instead of a 50-page job, this is where you will select your 500, and in these blank spots we'll have a stop and delete. And that's in the top right and is always there for the just in case. Below the screen we have the on and off button and the toner changing. Here are all the toners. They cannot be changed until they are completely empty. When this is all closed up, they will still pop themselves out, and then you'll be able to grab them and slide them out. The new ones, you tap on all the sides slightly and you can slide those in. Below that, in the bottom left, is the power button. That's the main power, not up at the top of the screen. which is just like a computer. This turns off the screen, but the brain is still going. This clears the brain. If it's jamming, if it's freezing, having any sort of issues, that's where you want to turn it off and on. And then we have the waste toner here. This whole thing will eventually fill up. When it does, it's not e-waste, it's not recyclable, it goes straight into the trash. Make sure you always have one of these on hand, and we will order you one to make sure that stays that way. And it has little notches that go right into the inserts here, and it just slides back up. Below that, you have all your paper trays. All the trays are currently 8.5 by 11, but to change that, you would squeeze the bottom and the sides here, insert your new paper, and then push them all the way so all 4 sides are matching. Especially this one. This one gets left out a lot, and then the paper freaks out because it's not the right size. I'm not going to say it's never going to jam. It'll eventually jam. Better not be jamming often. If it does, you can call this number right here. It's our Coastal Business Systems number. It is 707 with the ID number. And you just let us know it's jamming, what's going on, you have a question, or you need more toner. It will supply that for you. On the right, you don't need to see inside here, but this is another jam access. There's green in there that looks just like this green. Any green is helpful. It'll help you get your jams out and get to your paper. This one you push. This is a little wheel to get your paper moving forward. And this one is a screen cleaner for this strip of glass. If you've ever had a copy or a scan with a line going all the way down it, it'll be from that strip of glass. Questions?
No, I think you covered everything.
All right, well, if any pop up, call our Coastal Business Systems number, 445-3095. Thank you.